So I'm just crisping up those edges now. Those features need some crisp edges and they need a little bit of value subtlety there. So this is where, within all the softness that my technique has led to, now I need to make careful decisions on what should be more committed, a little harder, and have a little bit more attention drawn to it. Now I'm using my eraser here. And this is the pen eraser that I've made a few strokes with there in the hair. It's that long, thin pen eraser that I just use as a tool for more detail work in the erasing. And there's that dark recess in there that I'm trying to get just right back in there. Not too dark, not too light, not too hard-edged, but also the suggestion of something going on in there. But we're getting close. I think we've just got about a minute left to pull this thing together, and then we can call it our vignette drawing. We're almost there. Just zoom in for a last bit of detail work. A little bit of refinement in there, finding a crisp edge where that nostril meets the side of the face. A tiny bit of light catching the edge there on the lip, but once again, easy does it, not too light. So we can just pull back out here and see what we've got, and we have the example there on the left-hand side, which brings us to a finish. Okay, we are done. So let's take a look at the final. I've got it scanned in now so we can see what the final product looked like. We'll go ahead and zoom out here and see the whole composition, because I tried to have it fill the page from the top tone up there in the top left, coming all the way down to that one line stroking down to the bottom for a nice movement in the composition. And then we can zoom back in and take a look at the face here. Okay, but stay tuned. We're not done yet. I've got one more for you. Let's do it again. For our second go around here, we're going to do something a little bit more costumed. Something here that has a little bit of sprinkle of visual activity to have some fun with it and to take on a different kind of challenge. This is a tone paper that now has more of a color. We've got green, which brings a little bit more fun to the image, but it's about the same value as the previous one. And we've sped up the clip here for you. I've sped this clip up so a 30-minute drawing becomes about a 12-minute drawing, because I'm anxious to get you off to do your homework, and you may be anxious as well. But take a look here as I use the chisel and my pencil to wrap around those shadows in the eye. Just like we did on the last one, it's even more distinctive here because we have a stronger of a 3/4 angle. It even goes a little bit further than 3/4. So I'm using my pencil, the flat side, for some calligraphic broad strokes that turn the corner and describe form as I go through and I chisel out these features. So similar kind of a process, finding the important lines, the important wraparounds, the edges between the light and the shadow, and then washing in those big tones of shadow. And by washing in, it's just kind of using the same terminology as we would with watercolor. When you use a big flat brush and lay in a wash in watercolor or with paint, by turning the pencil on its side, you don't have to spend so long noodling and noodling with the point, a thin point of a pencil. And so I like it for that reason. So toning everything in, finding my dark darks, finding my edges, toning in all the shadow masses that fall in between there. Getting the edge of that hair is really active right there, so I'm just using the side of my pencil to suggest the visual activity of it. And then coming down into the shirt, and for vignetting and compositional reasons, I'm just going to keep it kind of central. I'm going to keep it, I'm not going to go out beyond the width of the hair, so we have one kind of centralized vignette. I'm going very dark with my pencil now, and notice, maybe you can't at this speed, so I'll explain. As I push hard, I have a reinforcing finger along that lead so it doesn't break off on me, and so I can push down good and hard without constantly breaking my pencil. In fact, when you draw long enough, that just becomes a habit. You don't even consciously think about it, you just start doing it. And that's what we're targeting as we talk and talk and talk about practice, practice, practice. Every lesson, every single week, I go on and on about the importance of practice, but that's why you make this so second nature to you that art starts to happen instead of being such a frustration that you're constantly thinking about, but as you think about it, you don't know what the solution is. You just let those solutions become muscle memory over time. And she's wearing that pendant. It's an onyx stone, a shiny black onyx. And that's a nice accent down there. It's in fact a very important accent, because with their big mass of black hair, it kind of helps. A little bit of an anchor down there, a little black shape down there, kind of a counterbalance. Keep the image interesting.